You ever notice that bathroom lines are getting longer? Like, each person takes more time in a stall than ever before. For seemingly no reason. Oh, really? No reason. I think we all know at this point, like, people are taking their phones with them into the stall. You're doing it, most likely. I did it. People are doing it all around. You know? It's pretty much normal at this point. And, well, for one, I don't think it should be normal. I don't. But before I start lecturing, right? Before I start preaching my thoughts onto you and indoctrinating you, let me share my own story. So, I didn't get a phone until I was in high school, right? And I'm going to be talking about the period of, like, middle school, like started middle school, 6th grade, maybe 5th grade, but definitely 6th grade, to, gosh, maybe 9th grade, maybe, I don't remember, but definitely till 8th grade, so definitely, like, throughout the entirety of middle school, alright, so that is for sure. So, you know, you can ask me, like, oh, but you didn't have a phone, you know, so how could you bring your phone to the bathroom if you don't have a phone? Good point. I didn't. I brought something else to the bathroom. And I remember in middle school, we got iPads. It was like our school iPad, but that was restricted. You know, you couldn't download games. There's a lot of things were restricted on it, which is kind of disappointing, but, you know, it is what it is. But my mom got an iPad. And eventually she gave it to me. And maybe you can see where this is going, but, you know, middle school me had an iPad. Oh, so good. Oh, so nice. Loved it. I loved it so much that that I brought it with me to the bathroom to play on it, of course, when I was taking a shit. You know, it's like, and the thing is, like, I tried to hide it too. So what I would do is I would basically tuck it underneath my shirt and then walk pretty fast to the bathroom and be like, no, you don't see anything. And then, yeah, I would close the door, take it out, and like, oh yeah, it's time. So I did that. So glad I stopped doing it. Although, if I'm being honest, once I got a phone, I think probably for like a year or two, I kept at it until I was like, okay, I'm stopping this. Like, no, absolutely not. That's my story. And if that sounded disgusting to you, that sounded like, you know, that sounded like something you didn't want to hear, perhaps you should stop doing it as well. So, just to give you some reasons as to why you should stop. First one is, I think everyone knows, it's fucking disgusting. Right, like, I'm not a germaphobe, but, like, think about it, like, God, that was disgusting, man. Oh my God. Like, bro, every time you shit, and then you poop hits the water, you get some splashes, you don't even see it. You can't even see it, but there's particles going on your phone, on your iPad. It's very disgusting. It's very disgusting. And even more so when you flush. It's like, okay, that's a lot. Okay, that's quite disgusting. And then once you add into the fact that, you know, you maybe don't wash your hands fully, you don't wash it with soap, and then you go on to touch your phone, and then you maybe don't wash your hands when you go eat. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad. So, first reason is it's fucking disgusting. It really is. And if that's not enough, reason number 2 is that the government spies on you. I'm just like, the government spies on you with every single electronic that you own that has a camera. It spies on you, except for you because you don't have access to the internet. Unless you secretly do. Well then, that's well, shit. But anyway, anything that can connect to the internet that has a camera, has a microphone, has the potential to spy on you. Just saying. You know, this goes past just taking a shit. Just other activities as well, you know? I'm just saying. I mean, it sounds conspiratorial, right? It sounds absolutely crazy. But I mean, the CIA does some crazy ass shit. I mean, you can read about this. It's kinda... It really is sketchy. But if that's not enough, right? Reason number 3 is that it's embarrassing. Like, come on. It's embarrassing. Right? Like, would you be proud to tell your friends about this? Like, past the point where they say TMI, are you proud to tell them this? I don't think you would be. Right? It's... Besides the fact that nobody would want to hear this, I don't think you'd be proud to tell them. Right? So, like, of the many things that you do in your life, why would you do things that you aren't proud of? You know? And this speaks more to just this activity. Like, everything in your life, why would you do something that you're not proud of? Habit? You're scared? Whatever the reason may be. You can stop doing this at least. And if that's not enough, number 4 is time. Let's say you shit every single day once, right? Let's say that you spend 30 minutes taking a shit because you go on your phone for like 25 minutes, right? So every day for a week, that's 210 minutes. So you spent 2.5 hours per week. Multiply that by 52 weeks per year. That's 130 hours per year. That's like 5 days. Like, just thinking about that, like, you spent 5 days of the year in the bathroom on your phone. Like, that number should be lower. I'm not going to give an arbitrary amount because everyone's shit takes variable times, but like, I would assume that most people can shit within 30 minutes, if not within 10 minutes, right? It's like, you spent 5 days? Like, 5 days. You spent 5 days, more than 5 days, on the bathroom, on your phone. I don't know, man. But if that's not enough for you, you know, if that's not enough, number 5 is that whatever game you're playing on the bathroom, on the toilet, you have worse focus doing that if you were to just do your business and then play the game separately, right? You know this. Why do we bring our phone with us to the bathroom? Because we're bored. You know, we are bored when we go to the bathroom. That's why we bring our phones with us. And the 6th, if not the most important reason, is you need boredom. By constantly hyperstimulating yourself, you become a zombie, in a sense. You become less of a person, in a sense. You become so addicted to stimulation that you might as well be an addict. It's definitely not as strong as like being addicted to heroin or like any drugs, but it's still an addiction. And it's certainly the most prevalent addiction in the entire world. And well, you can say that, oh, you know, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal, you know? Like, okay, sure, I might bring my phone, you know, I might never be bored at all. But I'm sure that's a good thing, right? Not being bored whatsoever. I wouldn't be so sure about that. Because it's when you're bored, that's when you reflect on your life. That's when you get the best ideas. That's when you figure out what you want to do. Figure out who you are. That's when you figure out the important things in your life. It's when you're bored. It's when you don't have very much stimulation. It's why there are people who especially go into the mountains and do it without anything, without any stimulation, without any person, without anyone. It's to reflect. It's to experience boredom. What did the Buddha do? He left. He was a prince, and he left the palace. He was also an ascetic, but he also left that. And instead he meditated alone, away from stimulation, besides the one thing that can stimulate him instead, his brain. Instead of relying on all these outside stimuli, he went and used his brain to find the source of meaning, at least in Buddhism. Now, I'm not saying that you can do that too, although you have the potential to. You do. But you can at least figure out who you are, what you want to be, what you want to do, what you actually like. And that is the important part. You know, some of the best ideas comes from the shower. I'm sure you know this, and I'm sure you've experienced this, right? Shower thoughts. It's a thing. Because you can't take your phone with you into the shower. Unless you do, of course. But most people don't. And that boredom, so-called boredom, but that state where you're pseudo-bored, but you're also super relaxed, that allows you to think so much. Now, you won't be nearly as relaxed when you're taking a shit, but that boredom, that space you create away from the outside stimuli, that gives you time to reflect. And perhaps to get crazy-ass ideas, just like in the shower.